There will be no dive into HTML and CSS technologies in this series, as these are fundamental technologies that don't go anywhere soon. So I assume you're already aware about them if you care about web development. So I also assume you already know how to edit texts and you're not fainting if you see running Linux commands in the terminal. So in this part, we're going to build the most minimalistic web application like ever and send it to production server. So, and in the next two parts, we will figure out how to make it accessible to everyone. And from the very start, we are going to use Docker. It is a way to guarantee controllable environments in full isolation of server operating systems. It gives us more control over the software versions. It can be responsible for automatic restarts if anything fails or reboots. And overall, Docker became the standard of cloud software distribution nowadays. To start, let's create HTML file and accept auto-completion suggestions. That's simple. Okay, here just like minor tweaks. We will accept what auto-suggestion just gave us. So the simplest yet still the most effective tool to serve static and only static web content remains NGINX. As an example, we are preparing NGINX configuration file. We are sharing it with all hosts on port number 80. I think just like 2 lines more and we will be done. Okay, that's it. So now it's already time for unusual corporate standards. While we are on the stage of building application, we already start thinking about debugging the deployments and staging information and sharing information about release with other participants. So we develop the habit of putting the following plain text file. Changelogs contains a very simple list of what was done, when it was done, and references to issue trackers like Trello, Basecamp, Jira, or whatever you're using for interacting inside a team. It may include a brief roadmap of expected changes that should be done in this particular microservice. Changelog file will be included in every build, and as typical deployment goes to multiple isolated environments, it serves the purpose of understanding what is actually installed, where the changes took places, and shows if delivery was successful. It also helps documenting big common releases and reminds of small changes that were still remained. The last file to prepare before the build would be actually our Docker file. It will be simple enough. We will just include 3 files in it. Configuration file, index.html, and changelog. Almost ready. We're ready to build it with docker build command. That's it. Typically, Docker containers are stored in the container registries. They are used as intermediary storage. Such storages are easy enough to be installed as self-hosted, but it can be also any cloud registry. So if your activity is low enough, it will be free for you too. But for the simplicity of the demo, what I just did, or tried to do, was sending Docker image directly to the server using SSH protocol. This is the sign that it was successful. And now the build for our virtualized web service is stored on the target host machine. I would assume you already have DNS A record for that domain pointing to this machine. So our next move would be configuring our infrastructure on a remote server. Please jump to the next video where we will start doing that.